Jimmy, Curaytor is very much a thought leader and has built a raving fan type client base. Anytime I talk to someone using Curaytor, they love you guys. They love what you've done for their business. How could some of the strategies you've used to build a raving fan base translate to realtors, and what do they need to be doing in their business so that when they have past clients and sphere of influence out about in the world, they're raving fans of the realtor?
There's an interesting thing that we've been seeing and observing during this crisis, which is the businesses who have been able to survive are the ones who have invested in building a community. And what I have observed from my vantage point is any business that can develop a strategy that's dedicated towards building up advocacy of customers who already know, like, and trust them, you put yourself in a position where your customers can be your marketers. The holy grail of this, Randy, is when a customer can share with the prospective customer your value proposition, what it is that makes you different, what makes you special, what makes you unique, why someone should hire you. And that requires a strategy just like running a complex Facebook, advertising campaign, driving them to a landing page, putting them on a long-term nurture. Like, we strategize a lot when it comes to lead acquisition, but we tend to sort of phone it in when it comes to customer retention. And we know, if you look at the data, it's 6 to 7 times more expensive to acquire a new customer than it is to retain an existing customer. So my advice to those of you who have a database of past customers who have loved you at one point and maybe you have neglected to follow up with them is to take this opportunity to try to bridge that gap again, to reconnect with them. And one of the things that you could do during this time, and we give our customers a script. I want you to just imagine for one moment. You've got a buyer or seller that maybe you worked with 2 years ago. It was a great relationship. They gave you a 5-star review on Zillow. They told you that you were amazing, but maybe you haven't stayed in touch with them. Maybe it's been 2 years since you reached out. And let's say the reality is you're probably saying to yourself, well, I don't want to come off as insensitive just to sort of randomly reach out and say, hey, by the way, I'm not too busy for referrals. I've got to figure out a way to reconnect with them in some way. Well, one of the things you should do in this context is first, acknowledge the fact that it's been too long. That's the first thing. That's going to be on Chris's Instagram. He always gets it when I'm like I'm like talking halfway through, my mouth's open. He always makes sure he looks good, and the rest of us doesn't care. He'll have a filter on that. So here's my point. First thing, acknowledge the fact that it's been a long time. The second thing is, why are you reaching out? You have to have we call it RTC, reason to call. What's the reason you're reaching out to your past client? And then can you stop thinking about maybe that one-off, like get a referral, get a lead, get an opportunity, and maybe just reestablish the relationship so you can re-earn the communication going forward. So I might say something along the lines, Randy, like, hey, Randy, it's been way too long since I reached out. I saw your post on Facebook today, and I just want to check in with you, see how things are going. Just get the conversation started. Hey, it's been way too long since I reached out. I saw your post on Facebook. I came across this article I thought you might value. Hope all is well. And the fact is that every day you should be doing this with your past clients. Not thinking about long-term, can I convert this? Let's just keep building that relationship. Now, when it comes to building a business where you have a fanatical community, people love you, like Curaytor, we're not perfect. Don't get us wrong. We have learned a lot building this company, Chris and I, over the last 8 years. But man, one thing we have gotten right is how we treat our customers. We go the extra mile. And when we screw up, we take it on the chin, but we spend a lot of time listening to our customers. One of the things that we do, what we've done recently, which I'd really encourage those of you who are on a team right now, I beg you, this could be something that could transform your business. Every week we have a series at Curaytor called Get to Know Your Customer. And what we do is we invite in one of our clients, not to talk about Curaytor, but talk about what it's like to be a real estate agent. And we ask them questions like, what keeps you up at night? What's your goals? What's your dreams? What's your ambitions? Why did you start your career? Why did you choose real estate as a career? And it's a way for our team to begin to empathize with our customer base and our clients, what it's like to do their job every day. And the equivalent for real estate, Randy, would be if you run a team, Call up a client of yours who bought a house 3 months ago and just ask them, hey, listen, we just want you to talk us through the journey of buying a house for the first time. And just share with my team, what were the thoughts that were going through your mind? What were you concerned about? What were your fears? What were you looking for in a real estate agent? What was the most frustrating part? And let your entire team hear that. Because when they go out, now they can begin to empathize with future customers, and the customers they're reaching out to actually feel like they're heard. This is something that nobody does in real estate. And it's crazy because every other company in the planet that's a Fortune 500 company does like a focus group. We don't do that in real estate. We just assume that we know what our customers want because we work with, selling real estate for 10 years. It's the worst mistake you can make in a business, is assume that you understand your customers. You got to earn it every day, and you got to ask questions like that to get that information.